So we're gonna start off. I think certain people here were, I think Priya was here already when we were talking about quantum Reiki in one of our previous ones. So Peter doesn't have to contribute. But I would love to hear Adam, Aaron, and Miracle's experience with quantum Reiki. How has it helped you, along your path? Where do you use it? Do you use it mostly for yourself? Do you use it for other people? And just kind of give me a gist of what level you're at, how long you've been practicing.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. It's the first time trying to use this.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. As far as me, this is kind of my first Reiki course. I've done a lot of stuff in the past. I guess I had to deal with, alternate healthcare, things like that. Did a lot of personal training in the gym and things, so I haven't really delved into energy healing too much. But it always kind of piqued my interest, so I thought I'd kind of look into it.
Okay. Thank you. And wait, you're a grandmaster as well, right?
I'm taking a grandmaster course right now. I've done the fire and water symbols and the law. I haven't gotten into like the omega and that stuff. That's in later on.
Okay. And you use it mostly for yourself, or do you use it like just kind of as a study prep? How do you apply it?
Well, right now I'm just basically trying to get into it, so I'm using it on myself and a few people, I guess, that showed a little bit of interest in it, just to experiment with it, basically.
Okay, cool. What about Aaron?
I've been doing different healing now for 5 years. I think I found your program, 6 to 9 months ago. I use it a little bit on myself, but mainly other people. I use it in my digital art. I also, believe it or not, use it for my commute.
Okay. Like, wow. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I use fire and water mainly. I have a very long commute, and sometimes the traffic can get quite backed up, and when I start using it, it tends to break up.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. One last question though. When it comes to using it on other people, like, what kind of scenarios do you use it on? Like, is there a certain kind of group of people you work with on the regular?
Sometimes my coworkers, they have some health issues, and so I'll kind of help them with. It's been muscles. It's been like a bad cough or sinus congestion. I use it on my daughter. I use it on the cats we have.
Nice. Okay. I was just curious because in some of the previous ones, some people said that they work with certain kinds of people. So, what about you, Miracle?
Yeah, no, I tend to use it with whoever seems to need it.
All right.
So I guess for the last about a year or so, I've been using it primarily on like myself and those closest to me. So family members, my partner, really healing anybody that I come into contact with in any kind of interpersonal relation. So any kind of conversation, I kind of use the energy to heal people. It's almost like a natural thing, part of my lifestyle. So that's really what I've been using the energy for is like building an environment around myself, kind of like emulating the energy within of a higher frequency. Also use it on my dog, my animals. I use it outside in the environment. Let's see where else. And I mean, building, healing other people, building my own practice, and like the things that I create, the energy just is part of everything that I exist within, I guess.
Okay. Very cool. All right. So for these, what I've also done is, once we share whatever it is that whatever the levels we are, our experiences have been, I like to open up the floor for anyone who has questions on anything that they need help with, maybe like a certain patient, maybe something that they've been stumped with for a while. Seems like we got a caller. I don't know your name. Will you chime in your name?
Natalie. Just spoke to you.
Oh, okay. Got it. So Natalie, we're sharing like how we use quantum Reiki and like what level you're at with it.
Okay. Did you want me to talk?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you can.
Okay. I'm working on Grandmaster, and if we're using quantum, what are we talking about?
We're talking
alchemy as well.
But you can say like that you're taking the alchemy and stuff like that too. Like the class is going to be about quantum Reiki, but I mean your expertise with the program too is fine.
Okay. I've been playing with the algorithms a bit lately, working with the different wheels and playing with it and really enjoying it, seeing the different things as it unfolds.
So you've been using the alchemy tables?
Yeah, I've been trying to I like to put the symbols in and then spin them around and try them spinning in different ways and see what happens with it, and I've been playing with it that way.
Okay, cool. And how do you where have you seen that been most effective?
I tried it when I tried it on situations where someone is describing more than one place where they need it emotionally, in their mind, in more than just one place, meaning it's not just something in the root or in the heart, or it like you feel like you need to hit almost the full body.
Mm-hmm.
So like a full, like working on the full body. So I figured I would try it out that way.
Okay, cool.
Give it a spin this way and that.
All right. And we also have like a Q&A. Do you have any questions before we get started of like anything that you've been dealing with quantum Reiki that you need clarification with?
Not at the moment, but maybe as other people speak, something will come up.
Okay. Cool. All right. So if No one else. Oh, look, we have Josie who came in too. Josie, we would love to hear your experience, if you have any experience with Quantum Reiki, and what you've been using it for, how you use it on, like, really quickly in your regular life.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, thank you. My experience with the energy is just phenomenal. Just from the first time that I learned the symbols and I was feeling the different energies, it immediately gave me a sense of peace and love, and it brought tears to my eyes.
Nice.
And I just use it when I just do self Reiki for now.
Okay. All right. Cool. And what level are you at?
I would still say level 1.
Okay. Got it.
I like enjoying that before I feel like I'm ready to move on.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So, are there any questions or anything that you have as well before we get started with a workshop about, like, your practice with it or anything I could help you with?
No, actually, I'm just ready to dive in and see what we can all share and experience together.
Nice. All right. So, all right. Hold me 2 seconds. I'll make sure everyone has their mics muted if possible. All right, cool. I muted everybody just on my end, just so like it could be a little bit easier. All right, so a quantum Reiki lesson. Well, I'm gonna take this one a little bit more simple. It's just gonna be level 1 only. And sometimes I like to do this because even the grandmasters will sometimes learn a ton of different you learn both levels, and then because the second level is considerably more targeted and powerful, like, you tend to ignore the original concepts that you were working with, and that's natural because we do outgrow them. But I want to show you how you can take what you know with any level of alchemy that I've taught you and turn it into something really, really magical and powerful. So since the end of the year, our themes have been manifesting. Let's manifest overcoming one super huge issue that you have been dealing with and just needs to go now, okay? The way we're going to do this is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our attention on that concept. Have you been dealing with something like depression or anxiety? Well, we know that's tied to the mind. Have you been dealing with your weight? Have you been dealing with, anger? Have you been dealing with poor digestion? Anything in the gut or in the spleen? And that's all your sacral chakra. Or your emotions. If it's mostly emotional imbalance, if it's mostly mental imbalance, if it's mostly an imbalance with your existence, or an imbalance with your psychic abilities. Once you have that objective, using only the first 4 symbols, whether it's breath of life, light of life, quantum life, or life, you're going to let the first key that wants to present itself to you show up. Then you're going to take that key and you're going to look at the chakra that you're dealing with. If it's mental, solar plexus; emotional, sacral; existential, it's going to be your root chakra. So we're going to go ahead and focus our attention on that issue, on that chakra with the key. So now what you're going to do is you're going to allow that chakra to be completely consumed by the thing that you want gone. I know this sounds really drastic and maybe sounds kind of crazy. If you're somebody who's dealing with depression, why would you allow depression to take over your solar plexus chakra? Because we're going to do a shock therapy, all right? Sometimes you need to dive into the depths of the darkness to come out on the other side nice and groovy. Sometimes the darkness itself is just intimidating you from actually coming out the other side and seeing the light behind it all. So if you've been dealing with something mental, your solar plexus is now just going to allow all that energy to surface, whatever it is that's mental. Do you feel unworthy? Do you feel depressed? Do you have anxiety? Are you a procrastinator? Let that energy come out. A lot of times we try to suppress that energy, tear it out, cleanse it out. So we feel like we have to be very yang with our energy and go diving and be proactive. You can easily let all of that stuff float to the surface without you having to do a lot of work internally like that. So this is what we're doing. If it was weighted, now it's floating to the edges of our chakra system. Be okay with that. Relax into that. You're going to notice that your body starts feeling pains. You might start twitching. You might start seeing images that bother you. Some images may not even seem coherent. They might just seem like it has something to do with, another person or like a figment of your imagination. Just remember, whatever it is that comes up is trying to keep you from stepping forward into a higher reality. If you're dealing with emotional stuff, let it overcome your sacral chakra. So right now, I'm dealing with several things, actually. Now that I realize it, I didn't even realize it. Like, as I'm doing this with you guys, I'm having an experience and having a dawning myself about things that are going on. So mentally, I have this, I just felt like there was this overworked kind of mental thing. Like, I have all these things that I want to get done, and I always do this to myself where I get all these ideas and then I want to make them all happen, and I have to really stick to picking out the best ones and following through. But then that always makes me feel really bad because I'm letting go of all these other ideas that I should have been doing, and if there were 7 more versions of me that I could control all at once, I could get it all done. So that's usually what's going on in my head. And then I also see in my emotional system, this energy of a slight frustration and anger. So I'm letting out, as I'm just letting things come out of the chakras, the lower chakras, you can do that for all of them if you want. So now if you're ready, we're focusing with one thing. Set the first 4, heart, solar plexus, sacral, and root. Whatever's in there that needs to come out, just let it surface. Surface from the depths of your chakras to the cores, the edges of your chakras. The hardest part of this is relaxing into it, owning it, and not being afraid of what's coming up. Not being intimidated or pushed away. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to apply life at our heart chakra, breath of life at our solar plexus, light of life at our sacral, and quantum key at our root. So pay attention to how you're applying this energy. Are you seeing yourself above yourself, applying this energy onto yourself? Are those symbols and energies tattooed onto each chakra orb? Are those symbols in the very center of your chakra? You can see them at the center of your chakra. Are you being showered by the energy? Whatever formulation that's coming to you naturally is helpful, but it's also a huge limitation. And I'm going to show you why. Whatever it is that your mind naturally goes to is usually the easiest setting, but is also the biggest handicap because it's going to just give you exactly just enough, but not a super intense dose. And sometimes you want to shock your system. You don't want to just baby yourself into correcting something. Some things need to be tackled like a speeding train. So how do we do that? Well, that same orientation, those same 4 keys, we're gonna then, for the root chakra, right now we have the quantum key. Well, we're gonna add in the other 3 keys that have not been on the quantum key. We're gonna put light of life, breath of life, life on the root chakra as well. Sacral chakras with light of life, so we're gonna put breath of life, life, quantum key. Solar plexus is our breath of life, so we're going to go ahead and put life, quantum key, light of life. Heart chakras with life, so we're going to go ahead and put quantum key, light of life, breath of life. Did you know that each one of your lower chakras can be found in some manner inside of your cells? So now what I'm going to do with the quantum variable, I'm going to apply these 4 keys to the first 4 chakras that control my DNA cells. And I can feel some of you are struggling. You feel like you have to put in some effort. You need to push. No. You need to trust the frequencies that I've taught you. Trust yourself. Yeah. Let go of the, am I doing it right? I just heard someone say, like, oh my God, I hope I'm doing it right. Let go of that. Yes, I can hear your thoughts. Just because you're on mute doesn't mean I can't hear what your soul is, like, saying. If I could talk to you all the time through telepathy space, I would. I would make my own Zoom for people who are astral. But I'm not that tech savvy. And some of you are like, okay, well, like, if he can hear our thoughts, who cares, right? Like, I'm not gonna, like, hide anything. I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you did that. If you haven't done that yet, you're gonna notice that you're gonna be able to flow easier if you're just like, okay, like, there are no secrets here. Like, I'm gonna be called out, and I'm being called out if I need to be because I'm tweaking my energy in the right place. Be open with yourself. Yeah, most of the people are feeling it. Some people are like, oh, I don't get it. I don't know if I feel comfortable with it. That's okay. You don't have to. But you're going to notice that when you do put yourself in that space, you'll be able to experience a little bit more. So, all right, we have all these keys repetitive on these chakras. I'm still not satisfied, though. They're going through my DNA. What else can I do with these keys? Well, okay, I'm gonna put life on every wall in my house. Literally. Every room, every wall has life on it. Every floor has light of life on it. The air that is flowing through my house, through the ventilation system, is all breath of life, because when I take a deep, I want to feel invigorated. Start treating your alchemy as an everyday mode. Look at that. Breath of life, that's kind of like a Febreze right there. Nice organic, doesn't have any of that aerosol. I'm not hurting Mother Earth. And little does everybody know, it is the fragrance of life. This is why I teach you guys to get fun and creative with the keys, because if you can kind of take those concepts, breath of life, I'm going to turn it into like this air molecule because it's airy, so that when I breathe, I'm constantly replenishing my spirit and the spirit of other people here. And every time I put my attention on this and I'm in my space, that's what I'm living in. Right. Some of you are starting to feel like, what? Like, that's really changing your reality. Right. So don't focus on like the waves that might be hitting you, or like if you're feeling a little bit nauseous or anything like that. Just chill with it. I want all the food in my fridge to be like amplified right now with quantum life, because when I eat it next time, I might as well be absorbing the highest frequencies of energy. Even if it is refined sugar. I'm gonna apply all of the keys to my car, because I love my car, because she's sexy and powerful and she gets me through the day. Yes, my car is a she. She has a consciousness. Her name is Lucille. And I could have upgraded my 2010 Jeep a long time ago, but I just cannot do that to Lucille because she's my friend. So she's gonna literally have to wake up one morning and she's like, Axel, I am done. And then I'll have to like move on or something else. And because I love Lucille and I recognize that everything is a vibration, everything has consciousness, I'm going to heal Lucille right now. And I feel like she needs some life key and some quantum life key. And as you're doing these things, don't focus on like, oh, I gotta focus on, okay, I got the house set up, okay, I'm doing the air, oh, and I'm doing the car, and oh, I'm doing the fridge, oh, and I gotta focus on all these things. No. You just set that up, okay? Just relax. It's happening. Aren't you still meditating? Why do you gotta focus on it? Now see all those aspects in the year of 2020. See your car in 2020. You drive every day to work, like Aaron said. Well, you know you're gonna be driving. How about you start planning those routes right now? Pump some extra energy into those routes. I would just give it the quantum key. Wham! So when I'm driving on the road, it's the most opportune moment with the less amount of stress possible. I don't even want to plan it. I want to live in that vibration. I have to go do something right now. Oh, okay. It's going to be a smooth ride. See all the food that you're going to eat in 2020. You all going to keep eating. And some of y'all love to eat. I know I do. And one of the things that I've really started doing is like the energy you consume is important to be filtered. Some of you guys eat out all the time. And you're not thinking about when you go out to go eat, if somebody's having a salty day and they're making your food, they're putting all that salty energy, and then you're eating it and you're like, oh my God, you're being fooled into being deceived into the flavors, and all you're eating is saltiness. And then later you're asking yourself, why do I feel so salty? Well, I mean, come on, you're not paying attention to what you're putting into your system. If all you're doing is eating other people's negative sodium vibes, what do you expect? Deep breath. So if you do eat out, always set the intention. Send the quantum key right now, because life is connected quantumly. That all the food that you're going to be eating throughout 2020 is going to be prepared by somebody who's got good vibes, or at least whenever they're about to, even if they're having a crappy day and they're about to start making your food, something overpowers them, puts them in a trance. They let go of all that extra stuff until they're done making your sandwich, and then they can go back to their reality. But your sandwich is sterile and it's full of this quantum life. It's delicious. And while you do that, like, taste the richness of the food that you're going to be eating in 2020 that has that vibration. Like, you eat it and you're like, yes, this is what's up right here. I feel rejuvenated while I'm eating this. Oh my God. Feel the energies that are vibrating through your house right now throughout all of 2020. All of 2020 is going to have this life energy flowing through the walls, which makes you feel like, whoa, I got home, I'm chill. Like, I mean, things are going on, but at least it's chill here. Light of life on the floor. I'm grounding my emotions because they're on the floor. Every time I come home and I'm breathing that air, my spirit's just a little bit more recharged. Every time I'm sitting in Lucille is pumped with life energy and quantum life energy. So not only are my rides amazing and super chill and the most divine opportune time, but also Lucille and I bond. So all my car rides are like meditative. Yes. Some of you are really vibing to it. Yes, I love it. Keep going with it. And let's just push it just a little bit further with those same keys. Those are keys. These 4 keys are so centered on the lower chakras. A lot of you have taken the 5D course. So let's apply a little bit of a something to the 5D. We're going to take all these quantum keys and any 3D, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, this is what I'm going to say if you want to be a new earther with high resonance. I'm going to apply all of these keys to every 3D issue that may surface itself in 2020. If you got 3D vibrations and they're not good ones for like, hey, let's go have a potluck. I'm not in the mood for it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply all these keys to every 3D issue that's going to happen in 2020. So I can find the highest answer, the cleanest emotional resonance, the cleanest expression of my soul within the physical realm, so I can make my life in harmony at a quantum level all the time. That also means that you have to let go of the attachment of those 3D things that might happen. Some of you are attached to drama. I can already feel it. Like, some of you are like, oh, but I just know things are going to happen in 2020 because I'm going to be really fierce. All right. Your attachment of like, like something's going to happen. That's going to, like, you're manifesting that. I mean, like, that's the one thing. Like, if you're deleting a bunch of things in the 3D, but then you have that attachment right there to like, this drama is part of my life on the regular. You're skipping over that element all over. And that's going to somehow come back to play and dismantle all the other stuff that we're doing right now. So be real with yourself. Drama's unnecessary. Drama's not a necessary quality for your life to evolve. Like, that's not true. Being unhappy is also not something that's required. So you sitting down right now and actually saying like, okay, I'm not going to be dealing with drama in 2020. I'm not going to be dealing with, not being happy in 2020. I'm not going to be dealing with not feeling empowered in 2020. Right now, what you're doing is you're telling the law of attraction, hey, yo, we're not going to be doing this anymore. You're using all the quantum keys to then amplify and make sure that your intention is super clear. Because you're saying, hey, we're not doing this anymore within the vibrations of Quantum Reiki. So it's not only me saying what is going to be created into manifested reality, but it's also the consciousness of the 4 keys. So there's like myself and my homies, and we're all like, no, this is done because the keys are my friends. And you'll notice that this meditation is not like the other meditations I've probably given you in the past, where I take you really far. Sometimes bending reality is subtle. It doesn't have to be you feeling crazy high. It doesn't have to be you being locked down in this really heavy meditation. It's you being conscious of the fact that the alchemy that you're using is super close. The only reason why you're not using it in every aspect of your life is because you're not using it in every aspect of your life. It's you. It's not it. You're like in this really bad relationship with alchemy. It loves you and wants to just like turn you into its sugar baby and everything. It wants to just be your sugar daddy and you won't even let it happen. All it wants to do is make your life easier. Now that you see that you're also like, you're bending reality, you're not really putting too much effort into it, let that be a frequency that you use. Wow, I'm bending reality and I'm feeling the way this is happening and it doesn't feel like too intense and I'm not putting too much work into it. Wow, this is a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. It's a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Fall into that like, it's a lot easier than I thought it was. Fall into that. Do it right now. A lot of you are struggling. The reason why some of you are struggling is because for some of you, you have never known what it is not to have resistance in your reality. That concept to you is totally alien. To other ones of you, you feel like you're being irresponsible if you're not putting your consciousness into actively using the alchemy, which, is a huge limitation on itself because Ascension is a lifestyle. It's not when you turn on the frequency It's not when, you remember about it. It's not only for healing. Like, all of reality essentially needs healing. So if you're gonna look at it from the level of a healer, like, all of reality needs healing. There's no reason why you shouldn't be using this frequency all the time anyway. All right, and not everybody needs a healing. You talking to them one-on-one. Sometimes people just need healing through cooking, and you know that you've been sick, and maybe your grandma or your hubs or something comes through and makes you something with all that heart energy, and then boof, you're just like, oh my god, that made me feel so much better. Like, you need to think about your potentiality of healing more than just having somebody on a table and like talking to them and doing stuff like that. Like, you got to be able to look at it as an everyday expression of yourself. For those of you that don't know, that haven't known anything but struggle, hey, you're rewriting reality right now. You not feeling comfortable with not having struggle in your life is you telling you the universe, law of attraction, hey, struggle is all I know. Struggle's gotta stay. Like, that's dumb. Like, let's get real. Let's let this go. Like, in 2020, I'm changing the way I'm going to be teaching you guys. I'm going to be more in your face boot camp style, because I believe in all of you. I know the thresholds that you guys can take it. Let's push ourselves. Right. And some of you are now hitting this point as you're pushing yourself. You just need to believe in yourself. If you haven't had anyone ever believe in you and your special abilities, or maybe this is the first time that you're walking this path and diving into this type of stuff, you need to be your own coach. You need to believe in yourself. You cannot be that person who's like, I'm doing this, I hope it works. No, I'm doing this, I know it works. I know it's going to turn out results. This might seem far out. This might seem complicated. I might have joined in late. I believe in myself. I got this. Yeah. Okay. Now some of you are now hitting this level of like, okay, we all kind of cyclically start saying like, I got this, 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 and now we're kind of like at this level. Something, I I got this. You're kind of feeling that right there. Okay, now feel that the keys, the quantum Reiki keys, light of life, breath of life, life, quantum life, they're all now rooting for you. They believe in you. Feel that the frequencies believe in you, not you believing in the frequencies. Change your perception right now. Right. Now some of you are starting to feel this vibration change, like some sort of resistance just, whoa, boof, just got thrown out of the way. Because you've only been looking at reality from one perspective, from you, this inside you, trying to get on the outside, instead of the outside trying to come on the inside. Your consciousness exists in two places. You need to believe in the quantum keys, but the quantum keys also believe in you. That's why you came into contact with them, right? You all believe in the power of being able to take control over 2020 and influence all these small little aspects all at once in this flash instant. When you're manifesting as a group or a collective, it's easier for you. Some of you can't talk to your guides. Well, the quantum keys are your guides. What wonderful thing of you being able to not only know that these guides are real, they work, they have the potential to do a bunch of things, they'll talk to you directly. Why are you not using them as your support crew? But wait, it's just not good enough to know that they believe in you and that you believe in them and that you guys are a crew and you're trying to make it happen. You need to let go of the stress of feeling like you've been doing it on your own. Because now you know that it's not true. You've never been on your own. And if you have been on your own, now you're not. So you have to let that go. Let that go right now. You're not manifesting by yourself either right now because you're in a group of like 10, 12 people, 5 people. I don't even know how many people we have in here. We have 9 people in here. So if each one of us is using 4 keys times 9 people, that means there's 36 literal consciousnesses in multidimensional space right now looking at the same event. We are the event horizon. That means we are everything that's going to happen in just literally a few seconds. We know that already, right? But you're not really thinking about it on a regular state. So feel the power of 9 people all doing the same thing with you. Now, I'm going to take it even further for you to show you how you can open up your abilities. There are over 10,000 people that know Antojai Alchemy, whether you know a lower level or the proper alchemy. All these people have interacted with it, they know it, they've used it, regardless of whether or not you're a fan of it or not. It's a factual thing. A bunch of people have connected to it. That means what you're doing is actually not as difficult because you're not the only person who's ever done it. And I could tell some of you, your minds opened up when you kind of like clicked that in your brain. Maybe some of you are feeling everyone who's ever used Quantum Reiki. Now you feel like you're in a wide room of people. I feel like I'm in a room of like over 30 people, hundreds of people actually. Like I just see a bunch of faces. And we're on this vibration. Now, if your brain is automatically thinking about all the people who have used Quantum Reiki and all the people who are probably using it right now, right, in our workshop and stuff, right? How about all the people that have yet to take the class are here right now too? Because time's an illusion. Our collective consciousness connected through the Reiki frequency, the Quantum Reiki frequency, the Antojai frequencies, allows our ability to use the energy even more powerful. Let the energy of all the people who have ever used this or are connected to this channel to fuel all other aspects that we've been working on. Take a deep breath. Now think about what you originally started with. If you can't even remember what you started with, that's great. But if you're still somewhat able to recall it, I'm going to take you one step further. Nothing in the cosmos is new. Everything's pretty much been done. We're just re-experiencing it some way. We know this with fashion. We know this with a bunch of other things. But this is happening at a quantum level. Everything that you're about to do has already been done. Everything you want to do, or you think that hasn't been done, is actually still in existence. Every thought that you have is positive and or negative.
Not via internet audio. You hear it? Oh, I think no. Gotta hear nothing, but I think it's good now.
Taking a deep breath. If everything is and everything isn't, and everyone connected to this frequency has experienced something at some point in history, which also has granted them the ability to find answers to the greater message of the vibration that you might be experiencing, because again, nothing is new. Just same day, or the same algorithm, different skin, right? There's a beautiful power behind Quantum Reiki and all of Antojai that rarely gets noticed unless you practice with it extensively. There are no secrets. All solutions are available. Everyone who's ever tapped into this frequency, who has ever found a solution to anything, is sharing that same collected response through the frequency of any key that you're activating. That means if you use the life key and someone started using the life key 20 years ago, which we know, we haven't been using Quantum Reiki that long, but let's just say 20 years from now, somebody decides to use the key to do brain cancer healing. And then someone today needs to use that same life key to apply it in a similar fashion. The knowledge that has been gained by any and all users within the frequency has been recorded within the frequency. We are a collective consciousness. We know this. That means if you're okay listening to the answer, if you're okay accepting the fact that the answer is actually that easy, if you want it bad enough, all you have to do is say, hey, I want it, it's mine. And do that right now. We're gonna do it together. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna be a really weird wave. Well, you'll know when you'll download it, okay? So everyone take a deep breath. Close your eyes. We're connecting to all the keys that we have right now, 1 through 4, right? Like quantum, breath, light of life. We're not focusing on any one. There's something that you really want to know. In these frequencies, the answer lies. Don't focus on the question. Don't focus on the answer. Just know that there's something inside of you want to know. It doesn't matter what it is. The first most important thing that needs to be answered, you open yourself up to the channels and the knowledge of the collective that has been channeling through QR. Give your mind to that frequency for a split second, wholeheartedly, and you're going to allow any answer that needs to come to that most unknown question that you have to come to you. You'll start feeling a pull coming towards you. You have to relax into it. And know that you're only downloading information. You're not downloading anybody else's essence or anything like that. And you'll rather feel something come into your third eye, or you'll feel like your third eye blasted. You'll also feel like almost something came in very subtle and kind of like got breathed in through one of your chakras or something. This is an indicator that your subconscious has downloaded something from the mainframe of the collective consciousness of somebody who figured out the answer at some point. Now that you have that in your system, all you have to do is let it come out through experience. All you have to do is know that it's going to summon itself when it's necessary. So when you do this, like you can do this for the answer of your manifest for 2020. Something you really want to do in 2020, meditate on this frequency. If someone's found the answer, I'd be really appreciative if you can give it to me right now. Bam. You know that whatever file you're going to be downloading through the Quantum Reiki internet, right, is going to be filtered through the quantum energies themselves. So you can't download anything negative. You can only download something that is limited to something that you're trying to do in your life, right? Because you're only working with these spectrums. The more keys you have, the more things you can reference, the higher of a database you have. That you can be like, yo, I need this, and I need that, and oh, okay, we can combine this, and we can make another action happen. The more alchemy you have, the more obvious settings you can use. But even using this on a regular basis to clear out your life and help your life guide itself to exactly the best places possible is a very powerful technique. Some people just need that. Some people just need to take their lives and guide it to the best place possible because they're living in really, really bad situations. Other people need to know more advanced alchemy because they're helping other people, or what they're dealing with is part of their path of like overcoming that. The cool thing about this technique is you can do it literally on any topic with as many keys as you have. And each individual key has something that you could use for. All you have to do is be conscious of what it is that you're looking for. Don't just step into the ethers on a regular basis and ask the quantum energies and everyone who's connected to it random questions, because that's not going to be very helpful for you. Step into those channels and use these channels when you're looking for something profound. I need to really heal somebody who has this issue and I don't know how to get around to it. Or I need to really change this really bad habit that I have in my life. But I can't change it because I don't know how to get past it. These are all things that you can definitely use to your advantage when we are, like doing advanced healing. So definitely keep this in your little repertoire of things to do. I'm going to post this in our class so you guys can revisit it. But before we end it, I would love to hear how each one of you experienced this and what ended up coming to you through this experience. So I see that you can chime in vocally or through the chat box, but I want to hear what this meditation did to you guys. If I don't hear anybody comment on either one, I'm going to start picking you out.
Josie here.
Okay.
Through the whole meditation, I just felt waves of energy. And in the beginning, I felt so weighted. It was so heavy. And I felt like I was going to burst. And then I got angry. And then I was happy. And then I felt light. And then I started seeing beautiful colors. And I just felt so connected. And I feel ready to face 2020.
Yeah. Love it. Thank you for sharing. Oh, we had Josie. Rose is coming. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Looks like...
So I'll go next. So I personally, I guess, how would I explain this? I'm in a pivotal point in life right now where like a lot of things are able to change. And 2020 is really going to be a year for that, where kind of not just what I'm looking at or experiencing right now is changing, but a lot of things that I've been putting into place are going to be coming to fruition in 2020. And so this energy really, it kind of like lifted a little bit of, I could kind of feel it like lift a little bit of stress off my shoulders, it like eased some tension in my back, released a little bit of tension in my lower back. I was having a headache, and it kind of like it allowed the tension in my head to kind of be released. And it also showed me, like, I guess the best way to put it is it showed me like everything that's potentially coming. So like, as long as I stay on the path that I'm on right now and I continue to move forward and I continue to evolve in the way that I am, everything that I've been, that's, I guess, within my desired range is coming to me. So that's kind of what I experienced. And it was really peaceful and serene. And it's definitely something that I'll be adding to like a weekly type of refresher for the mind.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing. We have Peter who wrote, the idea of tapping into the frequency to access answers and assistance is a great technique. Looking forward for using it. Very cool. Erin tells us that she released a lot of in the initial, very weighted initially, and I didn't realize how much I had been holding in. I released a huge yawn, still ongoing, and crying. I got some major download, came through my crown, and is currently sitting in the back of my head. I now feel very woozy. All right, Erin. Well, you know what? Just remember, drink lots of water, be really nice and chill with yourself. And that's that detox process of crying. You already know. I know you're a healer. You already know that just comes with it. The yawning, one of those things, like when I've ever done healing and I've done a lot of yawning, that's all the fatigue I've noticed that I've been like carrying inside of my cells. Like it's like this, like all my cells are yawning for me almost. So definitely, just rest and love yourself. If you have some selenite, keep it nice and close. That's always good for you as well. Thank you for sharing, both Peter and Erin. What about Adam or Ade? Ade? I was just able to listen since I'm driving and was not able to do the meditation. I feel you. Don't worry. Well, I got it recorded, so come back later and, revisit it, and, you can share with us in the thread or something your experience later. We really would love to hear that whenever you get a chance. Safe driving. Focus on the road. Okay. Well, we got one more person. Adam. Adam's the last person that... Oh, no. Adam and Natalie. I keep forgetting that the phone number's there because it's like...
Okay, can you guys hear me now, I guess?
Yep.
Okay. I guess I kind of feel, a lot lighter, like something's been lifted. Kind of help with a lot of doubts maybe that I've been having. And I guess a big thing that I've also kind of learned is I've been so focused lately on just trying to learn different techniques and the keys and things like that. I haven't been really just kind of having fun with the energies, I guess, instead of almost making it look like a work type of thing instead of just enjoying it.
Yeah. I'm glad that this was able to like give you that refresher too. That's one of the things that I noticed was a big thing across my lifetime, just growing up a lot and like in shamanism. I was always taught this is a process. This has a ritual. You have to make sure it's followed through X, Y, Z. And it always felt like, even though very powerful and beautiful and like liberating, it always felt like there was almost like a ball and chain, always like throttling how much I could actually do. And it wasn't until I really started messing around with Antojai and like how it applied to so many things that I realized, like, man, like if energy is everything, like my thoughts are energy themselves. Like if my thoughts can create like weird scenarios, like daydreams, why can't my daydreams be healing? Why can't my daydreams bend reality? Why can't I not turn everything that I'm doing on a regular basis into something fun? And that's where you start reclaiming that joy of life. Like Antojai literally means the cravings of life. So like when you really start taking these frequencies and you apply them and you're using them in all these aspects, and you can learn the different laws of reality, and you're becoming friends with the frequencies, but then you're also like using them as toys. These toys can't hurt nobody. You're just really you're taking your whole entire life back into your hands, and that healing that experience alone is like very healing, because you feel like everything that's been devaluing you automatically gets devalued itself, because you're no longer in that spectrum of reality that you could be devalued in. What about Natalie? Our last one. If you can share.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. For me, it was kind of neat, and at first, I felt like I was doing it, and it was really getting amplified. But then I didn't realize I had little blocks here and there, and then all of a sudden, I don't remember what you said, but I guess I'll have to listen to the replay. But there was something you said, and I was starting to see little animals here and there come into my vision, as if they were eating away at stuff, and that I associate now as if they're little blocks. And then after that, it's as if we poured a lot of light into the situation, and then all of a sudden it was like just blasted it out, and it was like a well-oiled machine, and everything just started moving, such flow and like repetitive images, almost symbols, and just floating around, and it was really incredible. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess you could say it's almost like in Fantasia, where the music suddenly goes a certain way and everything's just flowing and becomes like magically just flying and dancing, and everything is all over the place, but yet synchronized. And I don't know. It was really beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I'm really happy. Thank you for sharing. Well, you guys, these are some techniques for 2020 and using your alchemy to like change your game in all these different aspects. The cool things about these recordings that I did at the end of the year is that you can apply them for manifesting, for healing, for looking for answers. Like, there's a lot of different ways. Review all the things that I've posted. Just remember to put them in your rotation. Commit them to your heart, because your heart's going to remember. And then whenever you're in this, like, in the situation where you may not remember the exact process of how we walked through it, but you're like, man, I was there, I experienced it, like, I remember it. Like, I know I can remember it. And you're healing someone, you're like, man, I would really love to just kind of use this one technique and that one meditation that we had. Sit down and be like, I would literally sit down and put my hands on my heart and be like, okay, I'm sitting in that meditation, and all the energy that we did on that meditation, all the techniques and guidance that we did, I'm gonna apply it right now in this healing towards this person. And then you'll feel this wave of energy come out of nowhere, guide you in the direction to where we were meditating, and you might even start remembering and hearing and reliving the memory, the meditation in real time. So, like, that's one of the last things I really want to share with you guys when it comes to this, because I know some of you are gonna walk away and be like, man, like, I would really like to use this on a regular basis, but I just can't remember all the techniques. Remember the feeling, remember the vibration. Everything is energy. If you remember the vibration, that is your cheat sheet to activating the process at any given moment. Thank you so much for showing up, and thank you for being part of this community. I am sending you a ton of love. There's a lot of new workshops and a lot of new material that's going to be coming up in 2020. If you are not part of the Patreon Ascension Temple, I highly recommend that, as you guys can get monthly topics like that rotate, like very specific things that go on in there with high-level alchemy, like things that have happened through our levels of experience and shamanistic stuff. And if you're not doing that, join the YouTube online, Antojai Quantum Healing on YouTube. There's a lot of free stuff that is going to be coming out there all year long, especially a new healing style called the Neura Codes, which means the light codes. That's going to be very powerful in 2020 to not only shift your collective consciousness, but also the consciousness of the energies, the light photons that are constructing reality every day, our hologram. So that's something that you can definitely check out. If you're a healer and you want to start changing how you heal people, the neurocodes are a very, very, very powerful tool that you can give to your patients. One of the things that I do is, like, my patients will come in, and if they show to have some level of high consciousness where they meditate on the regular or something like that, I will literally tell them, be proactive about your healing. Here, there's this playlist on YouTube for free. If you practice these codes based off of what's happening in your life, you can be proactive about your consciousness and continue to move forward. It's a very great technique that you can give other people to empower themselves. And there's going to be a bunch of different ways to type that in there too, like whether it's journaling or meditation. So consider that as well. And of course, like, I just always wanted to give you as much love. So if you guys have any ideas at any moment about things that you want me to cover, whether it's in YouTube or with workshops or just anything that we can help you here, the Antojai crew, go ahead and put them in our Facebook groups, and feel free to reach out. We are busy. I'm busy almost all the time doing something. I will try to get to you at some point. If not, somebody in the crew will definitely get to you. And so thank you again. Happy New Year. Practice. Take this into your new year. On the day of New Year, I would literally say, just sit down and be like, okay, I'm summoning all the meditations that I did during, like, the last couple of days, all my frequencies, all the alchemy, and right before it hits midnight, you have all that energy on you, you're carrying it, and then you walk right through that gateway into 2020 with all that high vibration. That should be your goal, and that's going to set the tone for the next year. Sending you lots of love. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.